The Washington Post editorial board posted an article this morning, Zoran Mamdani's success is a warning. Guys, when I tell you this article is such bullshit, let's go through it. Zoran Mamdani's success is a warning. How did a socialist with almost no governing experience become New York's mayoral frontrunner? I don't know. How did a criminal become president? And by the way, how did a billionaire with no governmental experience become the mayor of New York? Our criminal president had no government experience when he became president the first time. The same criminal president that Jeff Bezos is on his knees for, the same Jeff Bezos that owns the paper that wrote this stupid fucking article. Is it a coincidence? Let's continue. Zoran Mamdani is on the cusp of becoming New York's 111th mayor, and perhaps its most radical. He could also fairly claim to be one of the country's most influential Democrats, which makes the reason for his rise relevant far beyond the Big Apple. One of the most notable aspects of Mamdani's political success is that voters know what they're getting. The young politician was born into a life of wealth and privilege, and from that perch, he adopted a worldview centered around destroying the economic system that made his adoptive country thrive. It's two things just in this paragraph. From that perch, he adopted a worldview centered around destroying the economic system that made his adopted country thrive. You guys are fucking racist. You think that I was gonna miss that? That made his adoptive country thrive. So what you're really saying is, you're not even fucking from here. He adopted a worldview centered around destroying the economic system that made his adopted country thrive. So they're saying he is criticizing capitalism when he should be grateful, okay, immigrant that you are, that you came to the United States and that you're thriving under our economic system. Because they didn't have to say adopted at all, but they made sure that you heard that dog whistle. Yay, anti-immigrant rhetoric! Voters have been reminded repeatedly about Mamdani's long history of radical politics. The unapologetic socialist has called for higher taxes to fund government-run grocery stores, free childcare, free public transportation, and vastly expanded state power in the housing market. He once called the New York Police Department racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. The fact that that line keeps coming up is crazy. It even came up in Piers Morgan. He did a panel on that, and he's like, can you believe that Mamdani said that the New York Police Department was racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety? I didn't think that in 2025, saying that policing was racist in America was controversial. He literally listed groups that have been historically targeted by the police, and you guys are like, oh my god, he said that the NYPD was racist. Like, didn't we talk about systemic racism in 2020? We have gone so far backward, like the Overton window has shifted like crazy. Let's continue. He suggests rerunning a long list of failed social policy experiments more worthy of a late-night bull session at Bowdoin College than a serious political platform. Can I just say this? Why is it that having free public school or free public libraries isn't viewed as like communist propaganda, but the idea of having free buses or free childcare is? Mamdani has walked back some of his old positions, but never very convincingly. Who gives a fuck? While he apologized to the NYPD and said he would retain the current mayor's police commissioner, he recently admitted he hadn't spoken to her since making the offer. So? And while, this is what kills me, guys. No, listen to this. And while he no longer defends eliminationist rhetoric about Jews, he remains fixated with Israel. Two things about this. When the fuck did he defend eliminationist rhetoric about Jews? And you know what? It's so dishonest. The Washington Post in this article, such little journalistic integrity, because why didn't you put the quote of when he defended eliminationist rhetoric about Jews? It's so dishonest because I'm pretty sure that here they're referencing either him not condemning people who said from the river to the sea or him not condemning people who said globalize the intifada. Where is the statement on eliminationist rhetoric about Jews? Like, this is so dishonest. And then the second part is as insanely dishonest. He remains fixated with Israel. Bitch. They ask him about Israel in every fucking interview that he does as if he was running to be the fucking mayor of Israel, of Tel Aviv, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? He remains fixated with Israel. Fucking Cuomo is always talking about Israel. He loves Israel so much. Israel is this, Israel is that. while he no longer defends elimination as rhetoric about Jews. You bitches? Journalistic integrity non-existent. When confronted with his most radical views, the undeniably talented politician simply smiles and pivots to affordability. God forbid the man talk about the real fucking issues instead of talking about a foreign country when he's running to be the mayor of New York. You know what kills me? So they go on to say that he doesn't have any experience. Fucking Michael Bloomberg didn't have any governmental experience. But y'all didn't mind because he was a billionaire? Donald Trump. Like, how many times do we have to go over this? Then they go on to make a comparison between Andrew Cuomo and Mamdani, saying only 39% of New Yorkers think that he is qualified for the job compared to 47% who say he isn't. Meanwhile, nearly 3/4 of voters say former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, running as an independent, has the right kind of experience. Does it matter to the Washington Post, to the people on the editorial board, that Andrew Cuomo is backed by fucking billionaire Republicans? Do y'all give a fuck? Yet Mamdani consistently leads polls by double digits. Girl, they're mad. Stay mad. Even as he appears unlikely to win an outright majority. Okay, let's come back to this. Why are so many voters siding with someone they think is unqualified? Like, the people who wrote this, they're literally tearing their hair out. They're so mad knowing that Mamdani is gonna win. They're like... And then they go to lightly acknowledge the criticisms against the other candidates by saying that Cuomo was forced from office amid sexual harassment allegations. I love how you guys gave like one sentence to that, like 3 words. And Eric Adams has a series of corruption scandals, right? We're comparing, you guys are mad because of shit that he said about the police, and the other two, these people that you're talking about are committing heinous and corrupt acts. Supporters of free markets have failed to articulately make their case in New York, and Mamdani's success is a warning to business-friendly Democrats that they'll have to do better. Business-friendly Democrats is a great word for people who are literally shilling. Business-friendly Democrats. Did Jeff write that one himself? Not corporate Democrats, not the people who take literally millions of dollars from donors to work for corporate interests instead of in the interest of the working people. The business-friendly Democrats. It's not enough to say socialism is bad. Defenders of the American system have to show why people's lives are improved by economic freedom and why many American failures are often the result of government intervention rather than a free market run amok. What the fuck are you saying? The result of government intervention rather than a free market run amok. You know what? I might even agree with you in a certain sense. When the government intervenes to give money to people like Jeff fucking Bezos, like the Trump administration has been doing, to pass these insane tax cuts, that's one thing that makes our system fucking shitty. Rather than a free market run amok. And mind you, this was posted today. Like, it's literally today during the government shutdown where literally this month Americans are going to be losing SNAP benefits. People who are poor, people who are working class are going to be losing SNAP benefits, and they're not even going to be able to eat. It's because of that government intervention that they would have been able to have food on the table, right? And now is the time that you want to tell us the merits of the free market, that you want to praise the free market when people literally can't afford healthcare. Healthcare premiums are skyrocketing. The Washington Post editorial board is so fucking out of touch. It's insane. And by the way, Washington Post, can you guys shut the fuck up? Because I thought you said that you weren't endorsing candidates, right? When Jeff Bezos told everybody there, oh yeah, you guys have a draft to endorse Kamala Harris, don't fucking do it because I'm bending the knee to Trump. So why are we hearing from you right now? Why are we hearing from you? It's almost like the billionaire-owned newspaper is working in the interest of the billionaire ruling class. It's almost like, it's actually laughable. Like, do you think that we are this fucking dumb? It ends by saying, the best outcome would be for Mamdani to take a cautiously incremental approach and try pilot programs for his most radical ideas instead of immediately imposing them on the entire city. Imposing is crazy when he's gonna be voted in democratically. It seems that there are enough voters to put him in power, but if New Yorkers began to flee in droves, it could force him to moderate. The billionaire flight, the Washington Post is predicting. Anyway, if you live in New York, voting tomorrow, vote Mamdani.